Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/newmusicindustry. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
You're listening to the New Music Industry with David Andrew Wiebe.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Welcome back to the podcast series in which we've been exploring numerous important questions to help you achieve clarity in your business and career for 2020. Instead of giving you a long list of action steps, I've been having you reflect and think on the year past as well as the year ahead. The focus in this episode will be identifying where you need to grow. If you've been listening to this podcast series, then you already know how important it is to invest in yourself. Now you can choose at random and get some results. When I was first getting started in personal development, I just went to the bookstore and picked out a few books that appealed to me and started reading them. And I ended up finding some value in them, especially Dr. Robert Anthony's works. But I would have never found his works if I hadn't started this journey to begin with. If I hadn't read Derek Sivers' advice, I'd never have discovered Steve Pavlina. If I hadn't read Steve Pavlina's blog, I'd never have gone to the bookstore to look for personal development books. And if I hadn't done that, I never would have discovered Dr. Robert Anthony. My life would be very different if I hadn't followed that trajectory. I'm so thankful I did follow that trajectory. But my point is that choosing at random is going to limit the effectiveness of your personal growth plan. So how do you know what you need right now? Every single day, I come across plenty of shiny-looking offers that promise a better future. Again, I'm not saying there isn't any value in these. I'm sure I would learn something from these resources, but is it what I need right now? Probably not. So, how do I choose what's right for me? And how do you choose what's right for you? There are a few ways of arriving at some good resources, but I would suggest that the best way is to consider what your pain points are. I'm not just talking about things that occasionally irritate or frustrate you. I'm talking about things that keep you up at night. I'm talking about things that make you want to run away and hide when you think about them. It's okay if your pain points have nothing to do with your music career or business. Honestly, the best way for you to move forward is to personalize and customize your personal growth plan to your needs. Forget what anyone else has told you. You don't need to focus on marketing unless you have a real pain point connected to that. You don't need to learn about storytelling if the lack of connection you're experiencing has nothing to do with telling or not telling stories. See how that helps us filter through a lot of information that's not relevant or important to us? I'm going to be vulnerable and share with you a few things that are pain points for me. 1, I don't always like how I look in photos or videos. I know a lot of people have this problem. The good news is that since arriving in Abbotsford, I've been prioritizing exercise more and I'm starting to look and feel better. But I'm not done. I think my ideal weight is around 180 to 190 pounds and I have consistently weighed 40 to 50 pounds above that. But as I see it, this is more a matter of health than anything. If I'm moving, eating, and sleeping well, I know the weight is going to come off and my health will also improve. Though I don't necessarily need additional resources to improve in this area because I've already invested in my education, if there is something I need to get, I will spring for it. 2, my dating life is showing up as a failure. This causes me pain. This point probably goes hand in hand with the first in some ways because being unhealthy can affect your self-image and self-confidence. Online dating feels like a part-time job and I don't have the time or energy for that. I get that this could just as easily be an excuse as a hindrance, but my point is that I'm willing to throw money at this problem to solve it, probably in the form of a matchmaking service. 3, I suck at email segmenting, sequencing, and funnels. I still have a long way to go to becoming an expert in email marketing. And in 2020, I will be launching and relaunching several new products, so I'm going to need to brush up on my email game to make the most of the launches. To that end, I've already purchased a digital marketing course, but if I don't find what I'm looking for there, I'll invest in another course. 4, I want to get better at Facebook advertising. I sometimes feel like a failure when I hear my friends talk about the successes they've had with Facebook advertising because most campaigns I've run only diminished my bank account. Moving forward, I would love to learn more about effective Facebook advertising and ads in general because I haven't personally experienced much success with them, even though I've driven some amazing results for clients. I don't mind spending money on this, though I'm inclined to take a free mini course by an expert marketer that others have raved about. Are you starting to get a sense of what your pain points might be? As I've shared before, long term, it's more expensive to solve your problems later than it is to solve them now. So, did you see anything for yourself that you need to work on? What are your pain points? Please don't put off your growth any longer. The time to act is now. My fourth book is called Start Your Year the Right Way. The truth is that there is no right or wrong way to start your year. I created this as a resource to help you get inspired, set goals, and put a strategy in place to ensure you have the best year ever. You can even use it to get clear on what resources you need to invest in to solve your pain points. Will you be buying a copy? Learn more at musicentrepreneurhq.com/year. This is David Andrew Wiebe, and I will see you on the stages of the world.
Thank you for listening. Music in this episode was brought to you by Brian Young. Wherever you're listening to this right now, please consider leaving a 5-star review and comment to help us get the word out about the podcast.